Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most famous landmarks in the world, something that has become a symbol of freedom, democracy, and the American dream, the Statue of Liberty. This is going to be a deep dive, so buckle up because we're covering everything: the history, the design, the hidden secrets, and even some little-known facts that most people don't talk about. But before we get into it, let me throw in a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. While I've done my research to bring you the most accurate information, always feel free to do your own digging if you want to learn even more about Lady Liberty. With that said, let's get started. So, first things first, the Statue of Liberty was not originally an American idea. In fact, it was a gift from France to the United States, and the idea came from a French historian named Edouard de la Boulaye. He was a huge supporter of democracy and admired how the United States had abolished slavery and was moving toward greater freedom. In the 1860s, he suggested the idea of creating a monument to celebrate the friendship between France and the US, and that's where things really started rolling. The French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi was the guy who actually designed the statue, and let me tell you, this was no small project. He wanted to create something massive, something that would stand out and represent the concept of liberty for generations to come. The construction of the statue itself wasn't easy. It was built in France in pieces, and Bartholdi worked closely with Gustave Eiffel, the guy who designed the Eiffel Tower, to make sure the internal structure was strong enough to support such a gigantic sculpture. The statue was made out of copper, which at the time had a shiny brown color, but over the years, due to oxidation, it turned into the greenish-blue patina that we see today. Now, here's the crazy part. Once the statue was completed in France, it had to be shipped all the way to the United States, and because of its enormous size, it was broken down into 350 individual pieces and packed into more than 200 crates before being sent across the Atlantic Ocean. Just imagine trying to put together a giant statue like a puzzle. Yeah, that's exactly what happened when it arrived in New York in 1885. When the pieces finally reached the US, there was another big challenge. The pedestal wasn't even finished yet. See, while France took care of building the statue, it was America's responsibility to build the pedestal that it would stand on, but they ran into a problem: money. The funds to build the pedestal weren't coming in as fast as they needed, and at one point it seemed like the whole project might be delayed indefinitely. That's when Joseph Pulitzer, a newspaper publisher, stepped in and used his platform to launch a massive fundraising campaign. He encouraged everyday people, not just wealthy donors, to contribute whatever they could. And guess what? It worked. More than 120,000 people, many of them ordinary citizens, donating small amounts, helped raise enough money to complete the pedestal. By 1886, everything was finally ready, and on October 28th of that year, the Statue of Liberty was officially dedicated in a massive ceremony attended by thousands of people, including President Grover Cleveland. Can you imagine how incredible that moment must have been, seeing this colossal statue standing in New York Harbor for the first time? Now, let's talk about what the Statue of Liberty actually represents, because every part of it has a meaning. First off, the statue holds a torch in her right hand, which is meant to symbolize enlightenment, lighting the way to freedom. In her left hand, she carries a tablet inscribed with the date July 4th, 1776. That's the date of American independence. Her crown has 7 spikes, and those represent the 7 continents and 7 seas, symbolizing the idea that liberty should reach all corners of the world. And let's not forget about her feet. She's stepping forward with broken chains around her ankles, signifying the breaking of oppression and the movement toward freedom. A lot of people don't even notice that detail, but it's actually one of the most powerful symbols in the entire statue. Another interesting thing about the Statue of Liberty is that she wasn't always as accessible as she is today. Over the years, visitors were allowed to climb up inside the statue and even go all the way up to the torch. But that changed in 1916 after a massive explosion known as the Black Tom explosion. This was an act of sabotage carried out by German agents during World War I, and it caused significant damage to the statue, especially to the torch. Since then, the torch has been closed to the public, and visitors can only go up to the crown. Even getting to the crown isn't easy. You have to climb 354 narrow steps in a spiral staircase to reach the top. But once you get there, the view is absolutely breathtaking. Now, let's talk about some little-known facts and myths about the Statue of Liberty. First off, did you know that she was originally meant to be a lighthouse? Yep, when she was first built, the US government actually tried using her as a functioning lighthouse. But the problem was that the light she emitted wasn't strong enough for ships to see from a distance, so that idea was eventually scrapped. Another interesting thing is that Lady Liberty has a little bit of a hidden history when it comes to race. Some historians believe that her face was inspired by the sculptor's mother, while others think she was originally designed to represent a freed slave, which would make sense given that Laboulaye wanted to celebrate the end of slavery in the US. However, the final version of the statue took on more of a classical Greco-Roman appearance. One more fun fact, because the statue is made of copper, it actually expands in the summer and contracts in the winter. This means that throughout the year, she's technically moving, even if it's just by a tiny fraction of an inch. So, what does the Statue of Liberty mean to people today? For many, it's a reminder of hope and opportunity, especially for immigrants who arrived in the US by boat and saw the statue as a sign that they were entering a land of new possibilities. The famous poem The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus is engraved on a plaque inside the pedestal, and it includes the famous lines, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free." Those words have become deeply associated with the statue's meaning as a symbol of refuge and freedom. Even today, millions of tourists visit Liberty Island every year to see the statue up close, take pictures, and learn about its incredible history. All right, guys, that was a full deep dive into the Statue of Liberty. Hopefully you learned something new today, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. Let me know in the comments, have you ever visited the Statue of Liberty? What was your experience like? Or if you haven't been there yet, is it on your bucket list? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.